If you knew morning wood, then you know why I feel blue. Without morning, my morning wood. Oh, well, I love you, yes, I love you, morning wood. Morning wood, morning wood. Oh, how my heart yearns for you. Oh, morning, my morning wood. Oh, well, I love you, yes, I love you, morning wood. Morning wood, morning wood. Pretty, 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 pretty morning wood. Oh, morning, my morning wood. Oh, well, I love you and I need you, morning wood. I love you.
Rise and shine. Happy Devil's Wednesday. This is the Morning Woo. Coming to you live from the Primetime Radio studios inside the bunker. Undisclosed location, beautiful New Jersey. Streaming live on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, X Live, Twitch, and now on Instagram Live on the Let's Go Devils Network. As the Devils tonight will take on the St. Louis Blues on this beautiful Wednesday, November 26, 2025. Talking Devils hockey. Still lingering the question, would you, and I put a poll out there on my X account at Primetime Sam Woo. Would you trade for Quinn Hughes if you were Devils GM Tom Fitzgerald? Would you trade for Quinn Hughes? And if so, what would you give up? Which has been the hot topic in the past 16 hours. We had Noah Strang, Vancouver Canucks journalist, on the State of the Fan address last night. If you haven't heard that podcast, I suggest you listen. Some good nuggets in that podcast. Wimpy says, wait for Luke to hit free agency. Luke is signed for X amount of years. Are you talking about Quinn? But we talked about the window of getting Quinn Hughes to New Jersey. And the Devils would have to give up quite a bit. Quite a bit. To get Quinn Hughes. Some say run out the clock. Some say anything can happen in the next year and a half before Quinn Hughes, Norris Trophy winning defenseman, captain of the Vancouver Canucks, brother of Jack and Luke Hughes. If there's a window of opportunity to get Quinn Hughes in New Jersey, it's probably now. What was said the past 12 hours, all the talk about, well, first it started off as, Vancouver Canucks are open to trading all their veterans except for Quinn Hughes. And then something shifted. I think Jim Rutherford put it out there that he's available. Or could be available. Wimpy's asking, are they going to want Nemec, Mercer, plus more. Look, the Devils hold all the cards here, but Quinn Hughes does not have trade protection, which means all the other NHL teams, if they shall choose, are in the mix. Frank Saravalli put it out there that, would Philadelphia Flyers be in the mix? Again, a Metropolitan Division opponent. You'd have to expect teams to drive up the price if they were to offer a lot to Vancouver. What is the market for Quinn Hughes? Offensively, excellent defenseman offensively. Airborne Mike Rosenzweig says, I don't agree with trading a young D-man. Trade Pesce or Hamilton. I don't agree. To be honest with you, with or without Quinn Hughes, I honestly, personally don't care either way. But you're going to have to give up a lot for Quinn. Does having Quinn Hughes address all the problems of the New Jersey Devils? No. If you're able to get Quinn Hughes without giving up Shimon Nemec, think about what that blue line would look like for a second here. You would have Quinn Hughes, Luke Hughes, Shimon Nemec. That's half of your pairings. Siegenthaler, Pesce, and Dillon. That will help out your offense tremendously. If you have Nemec, Luke Hughes, and Quinn Hughes on defense. And split them up, by the way, on all three pairings. Power play, Dougie Hamilton might have to go if you're going to facilitate this trade. Andre Palat has to go. Salary has to go the other way to Vancouver. Quinn Hughes, he has a year and a half left on his, I think he's making $7.5 AAV, $1 million a year, $7.5 million a year AAV. So you're going to need to trade some salary going the other way to the Vancouver Canucks. The Vancouver Canucks are going to want draft picks. It is said that they're going to want an A-level prospect. Who qualifies as an A-level prospect with the New Jersey Devils? Shimon Nemec? But as of late, his stock is high, Shimon Nemec. Vancouver Canucks, would they want Dawson Mercer? Would you want to trade Dawson Mercer? He's been Mr. Reliable. He is the Iron Man. Some have thrown Timo Meyer's name in the mix. You're going to have to give a lot to get Quinn Hughes. I don't think it's necessary to get Quinn Hughes, but is this about making Jack Hughes happy? Having both of his brothers in New Jersey? That Luke Hughes contract took a while to get settled, but eventually it got settled. Chris Lass says, I'd rather much trade Seamus Casey and keep Nemec. I think a lot of us has that sentiment. I think it's going to be the draft picks. Draft picks have to be involved. I also think that you're going to need to trade some salary as well. It just really all depends what the market commands for Quinn Hughes. When you have other teams in the mix inquiring about his services. But if I were Tom Fitzgerald, I would definitely not go out of my way to overpay. Because, is what Wimpy says, Tom Fitzgerald holds all the cards here. He doesn't have to do a thing. He can wait this thing out. It's not really necessary for the Devils to make this trade. They need help in other areas. You can wait a year and a half, but on the flip side, the argument is anything can happen in a year and a half. The window of opportunity has opened. Jack is on the shelf after cutting himself at a team dinner. You got temporary space to kind of maneuver. Make that move. But what do you do afterwards once he does come back? How do you fit everybody under the cap mid-season? Happy Devils Wednesday to you, Tom. Going to miss you tonight at American Whiskey as Tom is traveling. Jay Snow says, I want top six forward with some jam instead of Quinn. I would agree. But let's throw something, a curveball in the mix. If you really want to make an impact, again, I don't know how the money will work, but the Brock Ness monster, could you get him to New Jersey as well for that top six along with Quinn Hughes? But a lot of players are going to have to go the other way. How do you make the salary work? That's why I said last night on the State of Fan Address presented by pucksandpitchforks.com that realistically, you're going to need a third team to get involved in this trade, which makes all parties happy. Could it be St. Louis? Could it be another team to facilitate this? I think it's honestly, for the NHL standpoint, forget about Devil's Eye. For an NHL standpoint, having all three Hughes brothers on the same team, it makes a good story. It would definitely make a good story, especially when all three of them are on the ice at the same time. Quinn, Luke, and Jack. It will drive Don LaGreca nuts because when Luke and Jack were on, it's like Luke back to Jack, Jack back to Luke. Mark Shaw with the super chat. Thank you. Happy Devils Wednesday to you. I love your dedication, Sam. Good morning to you. Here it is in the afternoon. Mark's in Switzerland. I work from home. Honestly, does Quinn fit? We already have Luke, Siegs, and left-handed D. I am wrong. Question mark LGD. And also, Wimpy says Quinn does get injured too. I don't think there is a need for Quinn Hughes, but this is what happened. This is what Quinn Hughes brings to the table. That defense, if the Devils were to make this trade, that defense would look awesome. And if Quinn Hughes signs long term after his deal is over, that defense, if they're able to keep Nemec, which I would at this point be very difficult to be giving him up right now. However, his stock is extremely high right now. That would be great defense, offensively speaking. But again, your heart says, yeah, let's do it, because it'd be kind of cool to have all three brothers on the same team. But my brain says, no, don't do it. Makes no sense whatsoever. Unless Vancouver's willing to budge off their price, whatever that is. But it just seems like Jim Rutherford and Quinn Hughes, that saga, I think Rutherford at this point just wants to get rid of him. NY Davey says, I cannot wait to hear whenever it happens. Goals scored by Hughes, assisted by Hughes, and Hughes. It may happen in the Olympics, NY Davey. It may happen in the Olympics. To see all three Hughes brothers on the same team. It may happen one day. Chris Last said, I thought the NHL changed the trade rules to prevent using a third team to facilitate a trade. I'll have to look into that. I haven't heard that. I thought they do this all the time. But I'll look into that, Chris Ladd. Let's see. Davey, that would be hysterical. Fusing at the same time, Pod Legend. Happy Devils Wednesday to you, Pod Legend. Mike Rosenzweig, speaking of need, what is the origin of the need for Quinn Hughes? Who's making the trade request? It's really the Vancouver Canucks. Again, it's not coming from New Jersey. The media will automatically say, hey, wouldn't it be cool to have him be traded in New Jersey? And there was a whole thing over the summer, about Quinn coming to New Jersey. Do the Devils need to make this trade? It all depends on ownership as well. You got to think from a marketing standpoint for the New Jersey Devils to have three brothers on the same team. I mean, can we think of a time that's actually happened? Stahl brothers, I haven't really checked. Mark Stahl, Eric Stahl, Jordan Stahl, have they ever been on the same team at once? Mark Schaub says, I don't understand the criticism on Meyer. He's the only physical top six forward we have. Yeah, Timo Meyer, again, I think just fans are frustrated because they expect him to be a 40-40 player. But he's streaky. And I think that's why fans get frustrated with him. But they shouldn't be. Timo Meyer's been scoring the last two games. That's why I wouldn't let Timo go, says Jay Snow. Gherkin 04. I'm waiting for Don's call. Timo passes to Timo. On to Timo for the shot. I know he's homegrown and he's got the toughest job in the world, but he's not good. Oh, come on. Should have read your comment before I start reading off. When I played Pee Wee for the Old Bridge Wings, says Mike Rosewright, we had twins on the team, and it was a disaster. Family ties come into the locker room. Yeah, well, tonight the Devils will take on the St. Louis Blues. We've got lots to talk about this trade. Pretty much, it's going to be an ongoing topic. I actually put out a poll on my X/Twitter account about would you trade for Quinn Hughes, yes or no, if you're a Devils GM, Tom Fitzgerald. So far, we're about 25 minutes in, and 24 votes, 79% says yes, 21% say no. If you go on my X account, that's 3 out of 4 Devils fans say yes. You can find me on Twitter, X, at Primetime Sam Wu. Happy Devils Wednesday to you, Dubzilla. ChatGPT says Stasny brothers all played for the Nordiques at the same time, says NY Davy. I'll have to check that one out as well. I think it would be good for the league. I think it would be good for the New Jersey Devils marketing-wise. On the ice, depending upon what the Devils give up, having Quinn Hughes does not hurt the New Jersey Devils. I honestly would think that it would make the Devils more of a legitimate Stanley Cup contender, but they still have to fill 2 holes. Get a top-line winger for Jack Hughes when he comes back. And get a third-line center, a veteran center. Now, Cody Glass is back, but he's been on and off with injuries this season. If you move Cody Glass to the 4th line and you put in a legitimate third-line center, and I'm not saying that Cody Glass is not a legitimate third-line center. I'm talking depth here. That, and if you add Quinn Hughes to this lineup, you literally have the Devils on paper in Stanley Cup contention. If you get a top 6 winger, could it be Jordan Kyrou? A legitimate third-line center in Ryan O'Reilly. And you get Quinn Hughes at the same time? Can we all dream? Easier said than done. Easier said than done. NY Davey says Gritzik can handle the wing for 86. I think he can too. So let's assume that Gritzik can handle being that left wing for Jack Hughes. The Gritzik, Hughes, and Bratt line. You get a third line center. And I don't even know how you're going to fit all these guys under the same. under one salary cap structure on this team. Whitby, I understand Kairou's small, but it's all about availability of players you can trade for as well. But we get to see Tage Thompson up in Buffalo on Friday. I'm looking forward to that. He's been on fire as of late. Dubzilla, Glass is ideal fourth line center. Glass, Nason, and Cotter for a fourth line. That would be a great fourth line. Get that third line center. Get that third line center. Move Cody Glass to the fourth line. And get Jack a winger. You legitimately have, top to bottom, a great top six and bottom six. And then let's get greedy here and get Quinn Hughes. Would you sacrifice Dougie Hamilton and his contract to make it happen? Is getting Quinn Hughes an upgrade over Dougie Hamilton? Switching a right-hander for a left-hander? With the emergence of Shimon Nemitz, if he's not part of that trade deal, that might work. I don't know. Mark Schwab said, would you trade for O'Reilly? I would. The problem is Barry Trotz is asking for the moon for all of his players. So I don't know. You know, it all depends. If the real question is, would you trade for O'Reilly? Yes. But the real question is, when is Barry Trotz going to get serious? I think that's the main question. He doesn't hold the cards right now. His team sucks right now. They're not winning. Barry Trotz, he's not serious. That's the problem. Otherwise, the deal would have been done. But nobody's going to pay a high price for what he wants. This league, the salary cap era, you don't waste your assets and your cap space for players that are not going to be around too much longer based on their age. The Nashville Predators. How do you feel about, I know a lot of Devils fans were pissed when Andrew Brunette signed with Nashville. Devils sticking to Lindy Ruff for one more year. How do you like it now? I'm loving Sheldon Keefe. You know why I'm loving Sheldon Keefe? Because he tells the truth. He tells it what it is. He knows how to diagnose the problem. Jason O says, give me Pickles and a center. Jason O, I like Glenn Denning, but he offers zero offense. He's a specialist. He can win faceoffs. But, all right, we're going to get out of here. Dropping the podcast in about 10 minutes. I'll be at American Whiskey tonight for Game Day Live, Devils After Dark. I'll see you. I might be behind the bar today. I have to check with Frank the Tank. It's going to be a great night at the Prudential Center. "53 straight days of the Morning Woo." I feel like I'm the Dawson Mercer of Devils hockey podcasting. All right. We might have a surprise for you tomorrow on the Morning Woo on a Thanksgiving Thursday. But for now, I got to use my walla and salute you, the Devils fans. Keep on thinking. Remember, go to my Twitter account, @PrimetimeSamWoo, and vote whether yes or no you would trade for Quinn Hughes if you're Devils GM Tom Fitzgerald. And also, if you're going to be at American Whiskey for Devils After Dark, we might have to do another filibuster because Danielle McCartan is going to be on at midnight tonight after the game. And maybe we'll post out her number on the big screen and get all you Devils fans calling in at midnight tonight to filibuster WFAN's phone lines about the New Jersey Devils. Such a cool time last time. Also, the Rangers Suck fortune cookies should be arriving at my house by December 11th. The Palat jersey is still being stitched. They said 2 to 4 weeks. Or, I'm sorry, 4 to 6 weeks. So right now we're at week 2 or 3. So those people are wondering about the Palat jerseys being stitched. But remember, when John Marino was traded, that jersey was in the midst of getting stitched as well. So just giving you an update. Thank you. Salute you, the Devils fan, with the ceremonial sip. Till next time, this is the Morning Woo. Let's go Devils.
Morning woo, morning woo, pretty morning, oh morning, my morning woo. Oh well, I love you, I want you, morning woo.
Number 13 is feeling great. Puck on a stick, he'll make him pay. Devils on fire night and day. Nico, oh no, he's the captain, let's go. Oh baby, Nico, let's go. He digs left, spins right, crowd goes wild in the red light. Face off king, he wins them clean. Nico's the heart of the Devils machine. Nico,